Good evening, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living on the Lake. Let us join together in consciousness as we begin this evening's event. There is one power, one infinite creative intelligence, one divine energy that is omniscience, omnipotence, omnipresence. It's right here. Where I am, where you are, it is all that exists. The energy of life itself, flowing, moving, creating, recreating, never beginning and never ending, always simply flowing. As I come to understand this, my heart is filled with gratitude. Gratitude for what life has been, gratitude for what will be, gratitude for this now moment, that whatever needs to happen, however it needs to happen, is absolutely perfect. So I relax, I quiet my mind, and I allow myself to be present, fully present, to receive the gift that is this moment. With a grateful and humble heart, I release these ideas into the law of mind. All is well, and so it is.
Good evening. I'm pleased to share with you our land acknowledgement. We're honored to be meeting on this land that many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people from across Turtle Island call home. We acknowledge and thank the original caretakers and knowledge keepers of this territory, the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabeg, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat. We also give thanks to all other Indigenous peoples, recorded and unrecorded, who have shared responsibility for this territory. In honoring the Dish with One Spoon treaty, which protects this territory, we accept our responsibility to peaceably share and care for the resources that surround us. We also acknowledge, as inhabitants of these lands, that inequity and discrimination continue to affect our BIPOC and 2SLBTQ plus family. We therefore strive to be allies and take an active part in reconciliation. Recognizing our ultimate oneness and acknowledging our reality, past and present, we commit to moving forward in a spirit of mutual cooperation. We are one. Please take a moment to honor the stewards of the land where you find yourself. And now for our vision and mission statements. Our vision at CSL on the Lake is transforming the world through the emergence of the authentic self. Our mission is to welcome you as you are, where you are, without judgment or criticism, providing a sacred place of learning and growing as you seek to achieve your greatest dreams. We accomplish this by offering science of mind classes, social events, inspiring workshops, thought-provoking services, and practitioner support. We honor the revelation of your emerging authentic self through our positive messaging and loving support. Thank you.
Yes, Karen Drucker, thank you for this day. Ooh, great song. And she's going to be in concert next month. So be sure to get your tickets for that if you haven't done so already. Power of gratitude. Well, this is Thanksgiving weekend, and that always brings up the ideas of gratitude, what we should be thankful for, what's going on in our life, in our world that we need to bless or at least acknowledge or welcome. And so we are sitting here today with an opportunity to really think about what it means and the power back of it. The reason that gratitude is so, so important is because I think the way it's been ingrained in us, whether we were raised with religion or not with religion, there still is that idea of saying thank you. That saying thank you once we've received something is sort of the norm, right? As little kids, we couldn't get that cookie unless we said please and thank you. So the idea of gratitude is deeply ingrained. So when we start with that attitude of gratitude, not that, oh, I wish something good would happen in my life, but rather a knowingness that I am one with this infinite universe, this infinite creative force. I'm one with that. It is all powerful. So right where I am, I have that power. As I discuss or live in a place of gratitude, I actually activate that power in a greater way. So that idea of gratitude becomes essential actually to my overall well-being. And it's looking at everything in life. And I think sometimes we forget the little things. I remember a few years ago when garbage collectors went on strike in Toronto. Well, we got real grateful for them real quick. Because when they weren't picking it up in the summertime, oh, that was an interesting time. All of a sudden, the things that we deem as not as important, all of a sudden, the whole energy changes when all of a sudden that service is withdrawn. So, we took for granted our grocery shopping. That was just something we did once a week or every other week or however often we go grocery shopping. And COVID hit. And all of a sudden we couldn't get into the grocery stores, or we'd had to line up outside for a long time, 6 feet apart, wearing masks and gloves and keeping our distance. There becomes a point in our lives when we start to appreciate some of the things that we deem as small or irrelevant, or things we don't really notice. We never used to notice that, the grocery store could be closed and us not have access, or that the shelves be bare because they can't get deliveries. There's a lot that we've learned in the last 3 or 4 years that probably came as quite a shock to many people. Well, the power of gratitude is really sort of the jet fuel for our passion and purpose and the prayer work that we do, or the treatment work that we do. The affirmations that we say, when we are using affirmations as a way to alter or change the world that we live in, or the way our life is proceeding, it doesn't change the now moment. It doesn't change what's going on right now, but it does prepare us for something in the future. And when we come to understand that we're part of an unlimited, unbound universe, and that this universe is an energy system of love, of peace, of beauty, of grace, like it's just energy that has formed all that we see, all that is. When we really come to get that, all of a sudden being grateful is kind of like drawing a breath. We have so much to be grateful for. I mean, think about it for a moment. Here we are, some of us thousands of kilometers away. And here we are, all in the same room, hearing the same information, sharing this time together. Distance is irrelevant. And it's fascinating because when we're doing prayer work or treatment work, we actually are working within the consciousness of the mind. If I'm doing treatment, I'm working on my mind. And as I do that, especially with an attitude of gratitude, there's an expectation of fulfillment. There's an expectation that, of course, good is here, right where I am. And for that, I'm grateful. So you'll notice whenever we do treatment work or prayer work here, we always include gratitude. And we're grateful for the realization of whatever it is that we've been speaking. So the journey that each one of us is on is personal, of course, and it really is up to us to decide what is it, the quality of life that we really want to experience. What is it that we would really like to have? Now, we can go through life griping and complaining, right? That's definitely in our ballpark. We can do that. However, it doesn't get us very far. And when we come to understand that it is our thinking that actually moves energy into form, the power of our words becomes very apparent. So I just want you to think for a moment of some little thing that has happened in the last number of days or weeks that maybe seemed irrelevant, but as you think about it now, if it were taken away, how would you feel about having lost it? Can be little things. It doesn't have to be something big. Like when we think about gratitude, oftentimes we think, oh, I just got a new job, or oh, I just got a raise, or oh, this happened or that happened. But what we want to do is leave all of the events out of the way and instead sit back and go, what is it today that I have to be grateful for? And every one of us has something. And I would invite you to make a practice when you close your day. When you get to the end of your day, you crawl into bed and you're all snug as a bug in a rug, all comfy cozy. Reflect on your day and come up with 3 things that you are truly grateful for. What is it that you're truly grateful for? A meal someone prepared for you. Somebody holding the door for you at the corner store. Maybe it's your spouse makes coffee for you in the morning and brings it to you in bed. What is going on in your life that you value that is a really, I don't know, something that maybe you take for granted? I want you to think about that this week. Notice the little things, notice everything that just kind of shows up. When we start to look at life from a new vantage point, when we start to look at all that we have to be grateful for, we actually start to experience a great deal of happiness. Yes. Happiness isn't because I got a new car. Happiness is because, I feel good in this moment. And I might feel good in this moment because of, a favor I did for somebody that feels particularly good, or maybe a favor that somebody did for me that feels particularly good. Happiness can come from that place of, just a deep sense of appreciation for something that's happened. Ernest Holmes in The Science of Mind wrote, an attitude of gratitude is most salutary and bespeaks the realization that we are now in heaven. How we love to do for those who cooperate with and are grateful for our small endeavors, right? We like doing stuff for those people. Gratitude is one of the chief graces of human existence and is crowned in heaven with a consciousness of unity. So let me explain the word heaven, because, it's not a vacation destination point. Heaven means a state of happiness. It is within us. It revolves about us. It is the result of that atmosphere of conviction which our thought awakens within us. Heaven is unformed, unlimited, unconditioned, and it's not a place, a locality. It is a state of being. It's a state of being. So I always think of heaven and hell as, states of consciousness rather than vacation destination points. We sometimes think that, oh, well, when I die, I'll go to heaven. No, heaven is a here and now reality. It is the experience that we have when we feel fulfilled in our life, when we feel grateful for the life that we have, for what is, not what we hope will come someday, but what is now. What is happening right now? And when we think about that spiritual awakening, that spiritual aspect of ourselves, when we think about the moments when we are touched by grace, when we feel the presence of this one infinite creator, when we just feel that at the depths of our being, in that moment, the emotion can be massive. And being grateful for every little thing really allows for us to be blessed in ways that we hadn't even particularly thought about. So yesterday we went to a service at a UFBL center, Verity Center for Better Living. And the message was fabulous there. One of my previous students was the speaker, and it was really a wonderful, wonderful day. If you get a chance to go online and view yesterday's talk, it's worth your time for sure. But what was wonderful is afterwards, the choir sang a song that I haven't heard in a while. And I'm not exactly sure why, but the experience I had of that song, and just being in that space with all, it was a deeply spiritual, moving experience, tears rolling down my face, just a whole experience of my oneness with God, with life, with every person there. It was a really profound moment. And it was a moment of allowing me to see what really, really matters in life. It's noticing that in this moment and in every moment, there is an opportunity for us to value our current reality, our current experience, even when it feels off. We look at the world today and we see wars happening that I wonder, why? Why do we do this? And the truth is that on some days, in some times, it's this very strange, experience of people in conflict constantly. And what I notice about people in conflict is often when we're in conflict, we don't talk to the person we have the conflict with. So why do wars happen? Well, probably because leaders aren't in conversation with one another. There's some sort of a power struggle that happens, that allows life to be what it is. And we have an opportunity to really expand on life by allowing ourselves to be in it rather than avoiding, resisting, allowing, rather than remembering what was. I mean, what was is over, so get past it. Doesn't matter how great life was 20 years ago. What's life like today? Can we be grateful for today, for this now moment? Can we sit here today and go, wow, I am so blessed. You know, had a great meal yesterday. Well, mine wasn't that great because I burned my food, but the food I cooked for my family was good. Mine was a little crispy. We eat different food. But it was still so much to be grateful for. And we each sat down and we talked about, what are we grateful for? What are we grateful for in life? And, we're grateful for our pets and the love that they brought us and the joy that we experienced as a result. And we're grateful for even the way that we were able to let them go by allowing the vet to come in. We were grateful for our little dog who's feeling better. And we are grateful for just this overall journey of life and living. Pierre and I celebrated our 21st wedding anniversary on Friday, and there's so much to be grateful for there, to spend that amount of time with a person and to really experience a depth of love and connection that not everybody has that. And so I'm very, very grateful. I'm grateful for my husband. He made me a wonderful soup tonight, but he made it way too spicy. So he'll eat it tomorrow for lunch and I'll eat something else. But the thought was there, the kindness was there. And when we look at the way we interact with each other, so often we're, well, I'll just speak for myself. So often we can be a little nitpicky about what somebody does or says and how annoyed they make us. But the truth is, think about whether or not we would want to have that person gone from our life, or, what would happen if all of a sudden they didn't show up to annoy us. Then what? What would be the joy of that? All of a sudden there'd be something missing. The idea of gratitude is just such a big one, and there's great power in it. When we understand the power of our words, when we think about gratitude, that is probably the most powerful thing that ever we can focus our attention on. Meister Eckhart, a mystic from the, 15th, 16th century, said if your only prayer was ever a prayer of gratitude, it would be sufficient. That grateful state. There's nothing else we need to do. You need more money in your life, be grateful for what you have. You need more love in your life, be grateful for the love that you have for yourself, for the love that you feel for another. If you want better health, focus on all the areas of your body that work well and be grateful for that. If you can't see, maybe you hear better. Or if you can't hear, maybe you've noticed you're stronger physically, or you've noticed that there's a greater sense of gratitude because you have more quiet around you. Whatever is going on in your life is absolutely within your wheelhouse to manage, to deal with, and to excel at. And when we get grateful for what is, even if we don't like it, if we can surrender into it and allow ourselves to be present with it, then as it moves, because it will move and change. As it does so, greater and greater good shows up because of this attitude of gratitude. The words we speak have power. What we resist persists. So our resistance to what is the greatest cause of suffering. And that's when we're in hell. And when we're in this place of gratitude, well, that's when we're in heaven. And we get to choose. We get to choose about how we think about anything that's going on. We can choose how we want to think about the cost of groceries today or the price of gas. We can think about how we want to experience our government officials. What do we think of them? The media, what do we think of that? We have all sorts of things we can think about in ways that might be negative or positive, whatever, however we choose to think about them. But how we think about them, that energy is moving out. It is creating a consciousness. It's mixing with all the other consciousness in the world. All of us are connected. And so if we have enough people thinking that everything's bad, awful, then bad, awful continues to flourish. As we begin to move into a place of love and gratitude, what happens is we start to lift consciousness. And as one of us lifts it and one more joins in, now there's two lifting. As we go on and on, the lifting gets lighter and easier. The more we focus on all that is good and beautiful, the more that we focus on God or universe, first cause, spirit, whatever you want to call this energy, the more we focus on that and seeing it as good, all of a sudden there's a shift. There's a shift. What we think about life is exactly the life we live. What we think about life. So what are we thinking about? Is it hard? Or is it joyous? Is it difficult, a problem, annoying? Or is it fabulous, fun, and interesting, creative and surprising, awe-inspiring? What is it? You see, we get to name it. And whatever we name it, that's what it will be for us. It's not right or wrong or good or bad. It's just my particular thinking will create my heaven or hell. That's just the way it is. So that attitude of gratitude moves me and shifts me from a place of feeling lost or stuck or broken or, oh no, it's never going to get any better. If I'm in a place of gratitude, if there's a million things going wrong in my life, but I find one ray of sunshine and I focus on how grateful I am for that one ray of sunshine, all of a sudden there's two. Wherever we focus our attention, that's what grows and expands. Where are we focusing our attention? Are we grateful for the life that we have? Are we grateful that we got out of bed this morning? Are we grateful that we have food in our bellies? Are we grateful that we have a roof over our head? Are we grateful for the basic necessities of life? Are we grateful for the beautiful people around us who take the time to say, I love you, I care about you? Do we take the time to really show up with a grateful, grateful heart? You see, it's a choice. How we think about any given situation is merely a choice. And the more we are living in that state of gratitude, the more likely we are to experience happiness. And not to mention, people will like us a little better if we're more grateful than angry. It has that effect as well. Tends to draw to us more of that loving energy. So I invite you to do gratitude every day. Take the time every day before you go to sleep at night. Just what am I grateful for today? And change it up every day. Don't sit back and go, oh, I got out of bed this morning, so I'm grateful for that. That can't be every day. You got to come up with new things every day. So end the day, maybe write it down if you're ambitious, take a notepad, write 3 things you're grateful for. Or just say them aloud to yourself as you're nodding off to sleep. I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for my healthy body. I'm grateful for the roof over my head and my beautiful home. I'm grateful for all of you. There's so much to be grateful for. It's all about focus. Focus yours on gratitude and watch life show up in miraculous, beautiful, wonderful ways. All right. So on that note, I invite you to relax in your chair. We're going to go into a meditation. And I invite you to just take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just feel your body really relaxing into the comfort of your chair. And another deep breath. Just relax a little bit further. And in this moment, I choose to focus my attention on gratitude, on appreciation. So I invite you to think about the meal that you had for lunch or dinner today. And are you grateful for that food? Think about the taste and the texture, the aroma. Think about whoever prepared it. And feel that deep sense of gratitude for the sustenance that this food has provided you with. Think about the home that you're living in or the place that you're staying right now. Think about the warmth and comfort it provides, the safety and security, the peacefulness. And think about how grateful you are to have this space. And think about your body. Just scan your body from head to toe. Notice the areas of your body that are strong and healthy. Notice the comfort you feel in the chair that you're seated on. And just feel a deep sense of gratitude for your body and for all that it has offered you. A deep, loving appreciation for this body that has carried you through life so far. Gratitude for hands that can hold and arms that can hug, feet that can stand and legs that can walk, a back that supports. So much to be grateful for. And think about your bank account. Think about what's in your wallet today. Money. Whatever you have, whether it's a little or a lot, I want you to look at it and just be so grateful that you have what you have. And see this money as really an opportunity for you to fully, fully relax in prosperity, to see the value of each moment, each day at work, or however money flows, just feeling a deep sense of gratitude for all that you have. Now I want you to imagine all the people in your life, the fun ones and the difficult ones, the ones that live close, the ones that are far away. And just think about how beautiful it is to have people around that you work with or that you live with, that you're related to or friends with. Whatever the relationship, just imagine all the ways that these relationships create a deep sense of meaning, and allow yourself to feel gratitude for all of them, and maybe especially for the ones that are more challenging. So much to be grateful for. So much to be grateful for. So I invite you to take a deep breath in. One more time, another deep breath. And as you let go, just allowing yourself to return to this time and space. And allow this music to really anchor the ideas of how blessed you truly are.